My name is Lori Leek, and I am a Trim Healthy Mama. I have been doing Trim Healthy Mama since 2013, and I do tweak it to suit myself. I changed up the rules for myself a little bit, but I'm still very much a Trim Healthy Mama. So when I found out that there were a couple new items, I thought I would go ahead and order something. And so the box, I just got the notice that the box arrived, and I'm going to open the box and sample the things right here on camera. I'm also going to take my first taste of one of Rashida's recipes. I made her chocolate peppermint cupcakes with icing. I don't recall the exact page that it's on. I'm working off from the PDF that I got as a pre-order. So I had been sitting here having my lunch, and I got notice that the box was delivered. So I'm going to set aside my lunch, and just by way of evidence that I am a Trim Healthy Mama, I'm on the purple cabbage kick. So this was part of my lunch, purple cabbage. I've been downing a lot of that recently. I'm going to move my plate out of the way. I know this isn't pretty to look at. So, and I am looking forward to having Rashida's dessert, but I'm really curious about what the box contents are going to be like. And I was having some tomatoes because I like to make sure I get in lots of raw vegetables. So the cabbage was raw, the tomatoes are raw, and the other raw thing I'm having is my own form of a earth milk. It's kind of an amped up earth milk. So I'm setting that aside, and I'm going to bring the box closer and open that. So what is I expect to be inside here, this was part of the pre-order, and so since I was pre-ordering, I went ahead and just decided I'm going to try the cookies now. So I think I have 6 of the chocolate chip cookies in here. The Trim Healthy Mama Protein Pleasure Cookies. So there's 6 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I went ahead and ordered 3 of the newly formulated chocolate bars, the milk chocolate butterfly bar. So I will try both of those and see what I think. Today is a dessert day. Thankfully, I was having an S meal, so I will not be clashing my fuels. I usually do separate my fuels unless with the social situation where it's just I'm going to combine everything. So anyway, I either tend to eat carbs or fats as my fuel. So this is the chocolate bar. Feels nice and soft, not too hard and brittle. Yeah, I like that a lot better than the first go round. I bought some of the first ones. I remember there were dark chocolate, and I think there were milk chocolate. And while I was glad to have something healthy, healthier than a Hershey's bar and healthier than most dark chocolate bars. They just weren't my favorite. So I ate them and didn't order any more. That's really nice. Okay. So now for this cookie. It looks good. It's a good size. It's almost as big as I make my own cookies. I make big cookies when I make cookies. It's got a nice crumb to it, a nice feel to it. That's good. Yeah, I can be very happy with that. So let me remind myself. Wow, 15 grams of protein and 2 true net carbs. So this is good. I can see wanting to order a lot more of these. But I am a baker. I cook a lot, so we'll see if I splurge on myself, but these are really good. So, okay. Looking forward to finishing that. I'm going to try Rashida's recipe now. I did have one of the cupcakes last night without the icing on it. But now I get to try it all the way with the icing and the cupcake. I actually made a double batch of the icing to the single batch of the cupcakes. Oh, and the reason mine is black, basically, is because I didn't have any of the dark cocoa powder that she calls for in her recipe. I just had the regular run-of-the-mill cocoa powder. But since she mentioned dark, I remembered that I did have some black cocoa. And that stuff tastes like Oreo to me. And I thought, well, I can do that. So I didn't use just the dark. I think that would have been too intense. So I used probably almost all of the just standard cocoa powder. And then I put in a couple spoonsful of, to the 1 cup of cocoa powder it calls for, I probably took 3 tablespoons out and replaced it with 3 tablespoons of the black cocoa. And when I was making the icing, I can't remember. I probably did 2/3 of the regular cocoa powder that I had, baking cocoa powder, and then the other third, the black cocoa powder. So let's try this. That makes me happy. That's good. I didn't have any Gentle Sweet made up. I make my own homemade Gentle Sweet. I didn't have any of that made up. So what I used was, I had some powdered Swerve in my pantry. I used that. And I know that Swerve isn't, Measure for Measure isn't as sweet as Gentle Sweet. So I think I used the amount of Gentle Sweet that was called for, but I also used stevia to then add some more sweetness to this. This is good. Well, I'm not going to sit here on camera and finish all this in front of you, but I am going to finish all of this, and then I'm going to go back, finish my red cabbage and finish my tomatoes, and drink my green drink, because that is probably one of the most nourishing parts of my meal, the raw foods and stuff. Just what was missing on the plate that I had here before, since I was doing an S meal, I did some tilapia fillets that I got from Trader Joe's. They're very substantial size fillets. I used a whole package, which was 2 tilapia fillets cooked in butter flavored coconut oil, and then lemon pepper was my seasoning on it, and I also had some steamed cauliflower, a big load of cauliflower on here that I used some of that melted buttery coconut oil to flavor my cauliflower with. So those were the kind of the 3 things on my plate They're very crispy fried fish. The red cabbage and the cauliflower, that all falls into the satisfying fats S category. So I was fueling with fats, and then I was adding in these other things of the grape tomatoes and the greens drink, and now I'm going to have plenty of dessert. So my meal was loaded with protein between those 2 large fish fillets and this 15 grams of protein in the cookie. But well done, Serene and Pearl. Well done. You guys had some good stuff. And Rashida, you're kind of a genius in the kitchen. I've made something else of yours already. It's escaping me right now. And I plan to make, I think, the worms, the strawberry gummy worms. I'm looking forward to making some of those. But anyway, there's my review of what came, and Rashida's chocolate peppermint cupcake with chocolate icing. So there we go.